Hi everybody, welcome to Retro Motorcycle Blog. Here's the contrast now. I've waited several years to be able to film this and show everyone the contrast between, in the foreground is the 1983 Yamaha XJ900 that's been modified with the turbo Seca fairing. And then in the background is the stock 1983 Yamaha XJ900. So that kind of gives you an idea of the difference between the two. Again, on your right is the turbo Seca fairing modified. We call it the SST for short, or an acronym for Standard Sport Touring. We took a standard motorcycle by the definition of the day, and we turned it into a sport touring model. And the benefits of the 900 that few people know about, although it was a one-year model only, had a 5.8 fuel tank, had shaft drive, had twin shocks, which really make it easy to get to them and then to replace them. The other benefit of the stock bike, it had the adjustable handlebars. While they weren't very good in its day, it was one of the first applications of using that. It has self-canceling turn signals. Has a big fuel gauge so you know what's going on. Also has air assist front forks, which a lot of the newer bikes have come back to now, especially the sport touring models. Of course, we have all of that on the SST, just with the added benefit of having the sport touring fairing. And this fairing was developed by Yamaha, especially for the turbo Seca. Did a lot of wind tunnel testing with it, and so it's a very, very well designed fairing that helps deflect the air. Now you'll also notice the difference. In the SST, there are different rotors on it versus the stock rotors. The stock rotors have a real tendency to warp, and the reason why they do is because they're considered the vented rotors. You see the spacing in here, that's called vented rotor. And while it was a great idea for longevity, they just didn't work very good. They just warped, and you'll have to have them replaced. So that's the difference between those two. And then of course you can see with the chrome headers, that's the way the bike came. On this bike we just purchased, the former owner, for whatever reason, decided to paint them black, which just looks horrible, horrible, horrible. Anyway, this is the bike that we've, for the last 2 or 3 years, have been talking about on the website, and we've been sharing with the world the improvements can be made just by taking some parts that I had left over from a 1982 Yamaha 650 Turbo Seca restoration that I did, and we adapted them. So that's both of them now have the stock seat. This seat on the SST has been rebuilt by Saddleman's out of Florida, and this fuel tank has been recoated. The fuel tank on the standard 900 has no problems whatsoever, so it's going to be good to go. And then the stock bike has the stock shocks, which I've just confirmed on some short test rides. They're just trash, and they also leak. You can already see the seals have gone. And then on the SST, we have the full-blown Race Tech shocks, and what a difference those make, along with the gold emulators on the front end. The surprising thing that I will tell you the difference of is on the SST, these are Dunlops. If I can rotate them there for you. And on the stock bike, the owner had just, nice of him to do this, I just put Bridgestones. Let's see if I can rotate this. Is it pronounced Batlax? BT45s. And here's the surprising thing, these Bridgestones are such a better tire. Even with this beat up suspension and this bike basically being stock, it wants to really throw itself down the road very well. It turns in better than the SST, and the only thing that I can attribute that to is the tires. So we'll switch out the tires on the SST when they get worn out. We'll go with the Bridgestones, and I think we'll see a much better an upgrade in the performance. You'll also notice, I hope the camera picks it up, but the stock color of the 900 is a brighter color, and on the SST it's kind of a deeper red. I'm not sure, having bikes side by side now, which one is more appealing to me, but now that I see it, I can tell that the painter didn't follow the paint code like he should have, so there is a difference there. But they both are great performing bikes. I highly recommend them to anyone. A lot of fun, these old standard bikes, especially when you take and do some upgrades. A lot of folks are putting doing a total swap on the front forks with inverted forks, putting on big fat rear tires and a different swing arm. A lot of different stuff you can do to them. They're great old bikes, and they'll serve you for years. Enjoy. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.